So this one is about putting the systems and the technology in place to achieve consistently high standards within the practice. So utilising the best technologies to automate stuff as much as possible, but putting those step-by-step systems in so everybody knows exactly what's expected every single time for every part of that business. That results in it not being dependent on any particular individual in the business, including, of course, the business owner or owners. The owners are able to choose their level of involvement in that business. In other words, the practice continues to flourish as a business continues to grow without that ongoing requirement of the business owner. So the winner of this award is also Phil Tarbun of Blend Accountants. So well done again to you, Phil, and welcome back. Let me just bring you back on screen. So please, again, in the chat box, acknowledge Phil. Yeah, well done, Phil. That's 3 so far awards that you've won. Fantastic stuff. We already know who you are. Tell us a little bit about, what led you to you needing to implement these types of standards.
I mean, a lot of this for me was to give me more stability in my own life. And the story I really want to change is that both 2020 and 2021 have got to have gone down as the worst years of my life for a lot of reasons, as well as having my entire belief system was kind of challenged with everything that went on with COVID. I'm sure a lot of us were. I was thinking, and it almost got to the point of, why am I doing this again? On top of that, my entire family life also started to break down, leading to my wife beginning to separate, which is still going on now. However, in truth, I'm pretty lucky that I'm still here right now. But somewhat ironically, and this is probably going into where the benefits have really come from this, I've taken a lot of time out of my business over the last 3 or 4 months. And my team, because of the way that we've systemized it, have been able to not only just keep it going, but the wheels didn't just fall off. It kept growing and racing ahead at the speed of knots. And that's kind of what I want to share with you guys today, if I may.
Yeah, well, please do that. Just tell us about some stuff that you've done.
So, I mean, people often joke that I don't do any work. The truth is I don't have to, because of the way my team is. So I've mentioned we've got a formal client manager model that already goes a long way to diverting down. But the thing that can often happen, I find, with a lot of systems, there's 2 very different things. The systemization is automation. Systems is having everything systemized. Automation is making sure that those things happen. And pretty early on, I kind of realized, look, I mean, we're doing a lot of stuff right now. Now, we might be able to just gradually get used to it. But if you get a new person in that door, you've got a major problem unless you've got it to a point where it's turnkey. And that is exactly what we've tried to do with our CRM. And the other thing with our CRM, the most important thing was, we are obviously our number 1 client. We don't say it enough as accountants. We have to be. If we are not achieving great things, how the hell can we help our clients to do that? And the way we've worked it, as not just having our own, our VAT, our accounts on there, we have all our leadership systems on there. So, for example, we do a 1-page plan each month. Every step of that, all of them are automated. We have 5 a month. All of them are completely turnkey, all run through agendas and all get thrown in front of the person. The beauty for my situation as well, Shane, is that my role is mostly on centre now, which is great, because I just get such a sense of satisfaction from helping people with their task list. And I was speaking to somebody the other day, and they mentioned about the fact that task lists can be a bit of a pain. When you go onto these software, I'm sure we all agree that all of a sudden you're flooded with all these things you've got to do. Now, of course, you can sort it into due order, but if you've got a task that doesn't have a due date on, it causes you problems. So my life is basically figuring out how to stop what I call these open-ended tasks and make sure that people's centres are as clear as possible. Because as soon as you start losing track of that, it's very difficult to maintain that service. So I think our accounts systems are heavily systemized. I've mentioned our onboarding system. Obviously, that's all automated. Our account system is about 90 steps long. Luckily, the client managers aren't bombarded with that. It's got filters on, so it only comes with what they need. But even, for example, if they have trouble booking meetings with clients, Because you know what clients like, if they don't turn up, I've made sure it can escalate to the right person so it can be dealt with in the right way. Because nobody likes the feeling, that almost like morale feeling that don't want to speak to me. The other thing that I've mentioned, I think I mentioned in the advisory section as well, is that for all of the advisory sections, if they're not fully scripted, we're in the process of scripting how to deliver. Now, of course, we're not saying that you have to deliver it like that. What we're saying is, here is how, in an ideal world, you would deliver it, to try and get as much of my value transferred to my team as possible. I mean, the irony was when I got my tax qualification, I was thinking, you know what, I've got a problem now, because if this is too high level, a couple of things start to happen. One is people always want to speak to me again. And two is, how do I kind of communicate the value if I just kind of reel things off? And I think as accountants, we do that far too often. We give away that value for free. And that's another reason why the systems have enabled us to give the right value at the right time and make sure that we're remunerated properly for that. Trying to think of what else there was. Sorry, there isn't a timer up, Shane, so I don't know.
I know my timer has messed up, but I think there's roughly about a minute left, Phil.
Oh, right, good. That helps.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't come up. Technology always.
Yeah. So I think somebody's asked in what specific systems we use. So we use Centra as our main CRM that links everything together. AVN System Builder is where our systems are located, and Centra links to them. Monday.com we use for our actions board. So all of the individual meetings we have 5. We actually had 3, but we have more because we wanted more to get more momentum going. And that's where our actions go on there separately. And for our tax planning services, we actually use Diagnostics. I grouped the 9 different categories into 3 different distinct packages, which I can then clearly explain to clients. And again, of course, I love Diagnostics, it's all systemized as well.
Brilliant. Just in 10 seconds, Phil, again, sum up. I mean, I think we get the gist, but what does this mean for you? What's it enabled?
I think I'm incredibly lucky. I think I'm incredibly lucky that this is the way that our business is up to. And obviously, I thank everyone on my team for where we are at this point.
Thank you, Phil. Wonderful stuff. Again, please acknowledge Phil in the chat box. Again, congratulations from me. Another award that you've won there as well, and deservedly so. So thank you very much.